Hi, Timothy Unkert here. In this video, we're going to set up Vim for C++ programming. Now, earlier today on my blog, unkertmedia.com, shameless plug, I was writing about how I would set up Vim for C++ with Conqueror of Completion. I'll leave a link to that blog in the description below, but I also thought, hey, let's make a video on this. So let's start off and let's first remove our Vim Rc and our .vim folder. So now if I go into Vim, it's just basically a default Vim. So what we're going to do is first we want to create a Vim Rc. So we're going to do that. And the first thing I want to do is turn the syntax on, and we'll do file type plugin indent on. That's going to load the indent files and the plugin files for various different languages. I'm running Vim 8.2-ish, so I don't need to type set no compatible. Those can conflict with one another in older versions of Vim. So if you have less than 8, I think it is, you want to set no compatible. But I don't have to do that. Now, looking online, I saw that Google's style guide for C++ was 2 spaces. So the following line is going to do that. So I'm going to set tab stop equal to 2, soft tab stop equal to 2, shift width equal to 2, expand tab so we have spaces, automatic or auto indenting, so I can go along with smart indenting. Okay, so and I do abbreviations for all of those. Okay, I'm also going to set the relative line number, so R and U. Okay, next thing I want to do is, now I'm in Vim 8.2. Vim 8 and higher has a built-in plugin manager. You can create a file directory .vim/pack/ whatever you want to call it. I call it plugins /start, and then within that folder structure, you can put in your plugins. But I think it's easier for this to just use Vim Plug. So what we're going to do is we're going to do call plug hashtag begin, open and close parentheses, and then I'll go down a few lines and do call plug hashtag end and open and close parentheses. Okay, I'm going to save this and I'm going to quit out because I've got to install Vim Plug. All right, so now what I'm going to do is go up here and just Google Vim Plug, and you'll see this comes up. And what we're going to do is just do a curl command. This website's taking a little bit of time. We're going to do a curl command, if this ever loads. Okay, here we go. So we're going to do this curl command. I'm doing it for Vim. If you're doing it for NeoVim, it's slightly different. I'm on Unix type system. So I'm going to go and run the curl command there. And we've got Vim Plug installed. Now I'm going to go back into my Vim Rc. You see I have no errors. If I just went back into my Vim Rc without installing Vim Plug, there would be it wouldn't recognize the call plug begin. So in between call plug begin and call plug end is where I'm going to put all my plugins. Okay, so now I'm going to install coc. So we'll do coc vim, and it's actually coc.nvim. And I saw a pretty prominent YouTuber say that this only worked with NeoVim. It does work with Vim 8 and higher. So it will work with Vim, and obviously will work with NeoVim as well. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just take the code here, and actually what I can do is I can just copy this, the author and the repository name, and then I can type plug, go into insert mode, plug, and just paste in that, and we can save it, source the file, and run plug install. Okay, and it's going to go ahead and install everything. Okay, and we're done with installing it, but we have to quit out of here, and there's something we have to do. We have to get NodeJS. We need that for coc Vim. So to install Node.js, You can go to the website. So let's go for many operating systems. So let's just do nodejs.org. So we'll go here and you can download it. But for what I'm going to do, I'm going to run a curl command. So I'm going to do curl-sl https://deb.nodesource.com/setup_17.x sudo-e bash dash. I'm going to run that. And then once that goes through, I'm going to have to run another command, which is sudo apt-get install node.js. Okay. So we'll run through this. Okay. So now I'm going to run sudo apt-get install node.js. And we'll do the -y so we don't have to say yes. Node.js. Okay. All right. So it's going to go ahead. And after we install Node.js, I am going to install Yarn because that helps me to build COC a little bit easier, although you don't really need it, but okay. So now Node has been installed. Let's clear this out. And I'm going to run the command sudo npm I for install -g for global yarn. Okay. Okay, Yarn is installed. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to navigate to the plugins folder, which will be in the .vim. It's plugged, and then within coc.nvim, and I'm going to run yarn install. Okay, and you'll see that it installed, it set up coc.nvim. Now, if you look here, we do have this warning, but it's not really anything you need to worry about. So I'm going to go into the home directory here, and I'm going to go back and open up my Vim Rc. Okay, and you'll see that it's creating the data directory for COC. So I'll press enter. And what I'm going to do now is run coc install and then coc-clangd. Okay, and I'm going to hit enter. And that's installed. Okay, so we'll quit out of there. We'll quit out of here, and I'm going to run a test.c++. And we're going here, and it should give me a warning here. So clangd was not found in your path. Run coc command clangd.install. Okay, so I'm going to run that. So I'm going to do coc command clangd.install. Okay, and that's going to go ahead and install clangd. Okay, so it did go ahead and do that. So let's see where my cursor go. There we are. So now I can start to type, and if I start to type, you'll see that there are some suggestions that will appear. I want to go out of here for a minute though, because what I want to do is set up tab completion. So I'm going to go back into my Vim Rc here, and I'm just going to go online and Google tab completion Vim coc here, and let's see, where is it? This one. Okay, so I'm going to click here at this Reddit post and then just go here. This is going to bring me right to it. And this is on the COC documentation. So it's up here, and I want to actually scroll down and get to here, using tab to custom or custom key for trigger completion. So I'm just going to copy this code here, and we're going to go over here to my Vim Rc, go down to the bottom, and just paste that in. That's going to give me tab completion. Now I'm going to go back and open the test.cpp or C++ file. Now, if I start to type, I can tab and I can complete, I can tab through this list. Now, if I start to do a header and I do IO stream, you notice it does come up, okay? But what I have noticed, which is a little weird, is when I don't have build essential installed, it doesn't quite doesn't quite pick up some things as well. I'm not sure why that is, but I'm going to install build essential. So I'm going to just type sudo apt install build essential, which I need anyways for compiling C and C++. Okay, and it actually was installed. That's why it was working correctly. But anyway, so we have that installed, and we can start with the autocomplete. Now I'm just going to do a few things that would make the coding a little bit easier. We're going to go into the Vim Rc, and I want a couple more plugins. So I'm going to do another plug, and the one I want is auto pairs, which I do like a lot with C and C++ because it helps with the curly braces, I feel. I mean, people have strong opinions about that, but we're going to take this plugin here and just copy this right here. Okay, so we're going to copy that and paste that in here. And now we'll save, source it, run plug install, and go ahead and install that. A couple other things that are nice are to have airline themes and to have a good theme just to code in. So to do that, let's go and just install gruvbox. You can pick whatever you want. A lot of people seem to like gruvbox. It is pretty nice. Click here to go into the community, and then click on this one. And I'm just going to take this last part here and just use the plugin. Now you notice the auto pairs with the single quote was closing. So I do like that. And let's do the airline themes. So we'll just do Vim airline. And then we'll pick this up here. And they're using a different, their example on this page is a little bit different. If we go down here, they're using, was a Vundle. So they have plugins. So we'll just fix that up. I'll just copy that in and just fix that up. So what I'm doing here, to delete the IN, I'm going to do 2x and go down here and hit the dot, right? It's going to do the same thing. Okay, so now what I can do is I've saved it. Let's source it. Let's run plug install. Okay. There's one other plugin I want. I just remembered. Okay, we'll quit out of here. Let's set our theme. Let's go down here and we'll set term GUI colors, and we'll set the theme, which you can type out color scheme or you can just do colo. And I'm lazy, so I do colo. So color scheme gruvbox, source it, and there you go. You got a nice gruvbox theme. Now you may want a side file explorer so you can navigate through files. So let's also get nerdtree, and I'll show you a shortcut that I like to program in for that. So nerdtree, go in here, and again, we're just going to take the author and the repository name. Let's do 14K, move up here, and we'll do plug and just paste this in, save it, source it, run plug install. Okay, and there we go. Got that done. Let's go to the bottom here and set a few lines. So I'm going to go down here and let me just center this a little bit for you. So the line that I'm going to have is, well, there's a couple lines. It's going to be inner map, C-B in brackets there, a space, escape, and I'll explain what this does in a moment, then colon, nerd tree, toggle, and then within brackets, CR. And I'm just going to go YYP here to duplicate the line, R and N. So I have InnoRemap and NoRemap. I'm going to save this and source it. And now if I do Control B, it toggles the side panel there. So I can use Control B to toggle it open and closed. Okay. So now let's actually close it. Let's quit. And let's go into our test.c++. And okay, so we got, took a moment there because I'm recording. So we've included the header file. We could do the namespace, but what I'm going to do is just create a main function here. And within that, let's do std. So it does that. And then we do : and then cout, it gives us that. And then we can say, hi, my name is Tim. Now, keep in mind the auto suggestion is a little slow because I'm recording as well. And this is only, a Chromebook with 4 gigabytes of RAM. So it's, taking up some of the resources there just on the recording, but it does run, it runs just fine without the recording. Anyway, so I'm going to do std and then : and, I can do, end. Well, I want to do endl. Okay. And so it did suggest at the end, and I can do return. Okay. 0. All right. So now I've got my program. So it does do some things. If I make an error, let's make an error here. Let's do, I don't know, cout, because I haven't declared a namespace. Hi, my name is Tim. Let's see if it picks this up. And then just like endl here. And let's save it. And yep, we see we have an error. So endl, undeclared identifier. If I go over to cout, you see it's also undeclared identifier. So it's giving me those warnings. So then if I go, oh, yeah, I didn't declare the namespace above, so I've got to do std : and std : And now if I save it, you'll see the warning goes away. So this is a basic setup with a little bit of auto completion and some error handling, or points out the error so you can find it in your code a little bit easier. It's a good start. I hope you found it interesting. If you did, could you please give this video a like, as it will help get out to more people. I also want to thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Take it easy.